Hi guys, and welcome to the Sunderland vs Portsmouth match preview. Now, of course, on Saturday we are going to be taking on Portsmouth, who are currently third, as we are fourth. Now, after the last game against Peterborough, a lot of fans, including myself, heads dropped. We kind of given up the fact that there's no chance of automatic promotion. But after sitting back and thinking about it, I still believe there could be a little twist in the turn here. There could be a little twist in the tail, depending on the result this weekend against Portsmouth. Because Barnsley, of course, they do take on Blackpool. They also have Bristol Rovers, which on paper, it's it looks like Barnsley aren't going to drop points, but it only goes to show. The other night, Wimbledon, they managed to get a 2-2 draw with Luton, who were absolutely flying. So it shows that anyone and any team, as we all know in this league, can take points off anyone. So for me, I've got a feeling that Barnsley may drop or slip up somewhere, be it a draw against Blackpool or a loss against Blackpool or Bristol Rovers. I think they may drop points, but we can only take advantage of that if we keep going, if we keep our heads up, and if we obviously go for the win against Portsmouth on Saturday. But as we also know, Portsmouth aren't an easy team to beat. Of course, they beat us back at Fratton Park. But to me, in that game, and I think a lot of people have a similar sort of opinion, they didn't seem like anything special and up until that sending off. If anything, I think we dominated that game up until the sending off that was, debatable whether it should have been a sending off or a penalty or what have you. But to me, I feel like we were better than them by quite some margin. I feel like that just completely ruined the game. So I kind of scratched that one off in terms of comparing where Sunderland and Portsmouth are at the minute in terms of how good the teams are and how competitive they are. And then, of course, we have the Checkatrade Trophy final, where again, I think all in all, the result was right in terms of who won the game. Portsmouth were better, but in that first half, again, we could have easily gone into half time 3 or 4-0 up. I think we dominated that much, and we made Portsmouth look bang average. I feel like we were just so comfortable. We kept hold of possession really well. We made chance after chance after chance. And, I think Portsmouth were lucky that they only went into half-time 1-0 in that game. The only thing that was frustrating with that game was the second we went 1-0 up, we set out to defend straight from 1-0 up, and we were playing well. That's the thing. The thing that frustrates me, and I think it does with a lot of people with Jack Ross at times this season, is when we're playing well and we manage to get in the lead, rather than continuing and trying to extend the distance between us and our opposition, we'll sit back and we'll defend, we'll park the bus, and we try and absorb pressure that wasn't there before. We asked for it. And that's exactly what happened in that Checkatrade Trophy final. We were dominating the game, and then we sat back. We literally come back 10 yards deeper and asked for it. Why don't we just try and roll with the momentum we've already got after scoring and continue with the method in which we were playing before we got the goal? Because then we will start seeing our team win 2, 3, 4-0, which we've rarely seen this season. We don't score that many goals, really, all in all. And I think it's because of that. But of course, like I say, Portsmouth in the end, in that Checkatrade Trophy final, they did deserve it because we sat back and we allowed them everything, and they absolutely tortured us. And I think we were lucky to get it all the way to penalties in the end because of those moves and some very questionable tactical decisions from Jack Ross. But yeah, it is going to be a really difficult game this weekend. I'm thinking and I'm hoping that Maguire either starts or comes on a lot earlier than he did against Peterborough last time out. Because I just feel like, he has recently come back from injury, but if Jack Ross deems him to be fully fit, get him on the pitch. We need that creative player in the hole where Honeyman is trying to play, because I do rate Honeyman. I do like Honeyman. He's had his criticisms and his critics throughout the season for different reasons here and there, but I just feel like Maguire just plays that role a shit ton better than him, and I feel like we've got better sort of deeper midfielders than Honeyman if we were going to use him there as well. Against Peterborough the other day, I feel like Katz and Power, on the whole, they were alright, they were okay. I thought Katz was pretty decent actually. I thought he had a relatively decent game. It was just, we managed to get ourselves in the lead, and then the strange thing, it wasn't even necessarily that we sat back. We just completely switched off, because it was as if the players thought that the game was dead and buried. We scored late on, and I think a lot of fans probably thought the same. We scored really late on. That's the game dead and buried, and then it's going to be an exciting end to the season. but the players were just all over the place. If you look at the positional, where the players were positioned for that goal, we were absolutely all over the place when we did concede. Absolutely all over the place. Midfield was nowhere to be seen. There was no defensive reinforcements. We just it was shocking. It really was piss poor, but I won't be getting into that. So, Portsmouth, recently, of course, they have played Coventry and also Burton, where they won 2-1 both times. And I've watched those games, and of course we know what Portsmouth's threats are. Up top, they've got a lot of pace. They've got a lot of creativity up top. And they're a hard-working side. Defensively, they're generally quite solid as well. Although, against these two sides, against Burton and Coventry last time out, of course, they've shown the fight and desire to come back and win games and score late goals, which is what they have been doing, late winners. But I honestly didn't think they were too special. They didn't impress me too much. Coventry, of course, we know how good they are anyway. I don't know how the hell they are where they are in the league because, defensively they're not fantastic, Coventry, but going forward, they've got some of the best flair players in the league, in my opinion, in this league, because they absolutely ran us ragged. They were running Portsmouth ragged, and they could have easily absolutely smashed Portsmouth with some of the chances they had. They're so creative up top, Coventry, and they opened them up time and time again and had some class chances that they completely screwed up. So Coventry could have had Portsmouth dead and buried there, but Portsmouth fought on, fair play to them, and they do what they've been doing all season. They've been fighting for wins and they've been getting the wins. Burton, I thought it was a much more easier game, even more even game, which they just happened to win. Managed to get the late winner again, Portsmouth, although it was a handball, in my opinion, leading up to the goal. And, stroke of luck on their side, I suppose. But, so for our team, I do think we should possibly change Honeyman and bring in Maguire, like I say. McGeady, I think he's probably playing with an injury, but we need to play him. He was a little bit frustrating the other day. I think he was very predictable. He lost the ball very easily, and he was very, very wasteful. It was one of his worst performances this season against Peterborough the other day. But I do have a feeling that either Dunn or Ozturk will be dropped for this game, with it being a bigger game. Although, I don't really see why they should be dropped, because I don't think they've played particularly badly since they've come into the side. I really don't think they have at all. I've got a feeling that Ross will probably bring either Baldwin or Flanagan back into the side to take on a team like Portsmouth. Hopefully he doesn't. I'm quite happy with Dunn and Ozturk to stay there because, they've earned a place in the side. So I don't see why not. I would probably still keep Power and Katz in midfield. I'd probably keep pretty much an unchanged side because I think we played well for the majority of that game against Peterborough. And apart from Maguire, bring Maguire in. Gooch can stay well clear. I'm hoping Morgan gets to start again because I think he was probably one of our best players on the day against Peterborough. And then to bring off our biggest threat and bring on Gooch, who does absolutely naff all, apart from lose the ball consistently. That was a little bit confusing for me against Peterborough. But so I'd probably remain unchanged, and hopefully we attack, and that because that's all we can do. For my predictions for this game, I'm going to be brave. I'm going to go for a Sunderland 2-1 win. That's what I'm going to go with. So you guys let me know what you think the score is going to be this weekend. It's going to be a big, big game. Of course, if we lose this one, then it's pretty much dead and buried. We're not making automatics. We have to win this game to give us any form of chance of getting the automatics. That last little smidgen of hope is resting on this game. I will be there as well, guys. I'll be around in the fan zone between 1:30 and 2:30 with I'll probably more than likely be with Mackham FC. So if you see us there, be sure to say hi. It'd be nice to see you guys. But if you have enjoyed this preview, please hit the like button for me. It'd be massively appreciated. And subscribe to the channel if you're not already to become a fully fledged member of the Sarny Army. But for now, you take care and stay jam it.